Hello, everyone. So today I'm back with Sarah. If you haven't checked out our last video, we did a great one on attachment styles and how you can change your attachment styles. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. It was really good. And I'm so happy and excited to be back with her today. And we're going to be talking all about confidence and how you can, cultivate more confidence within yourself and what that looks like. We're going to give you some tools and tips to help you with that. So let's just jump right into it. I really want to know, Sarah, what does confidence mean to you?
Mm. To me, it means to be grounded and trusting in your capabilities and your qualities, and knowing that you can basically make it in life because life can throw at you, a lot of curveballs. And having the trust means for me that you're confident. That's basically confidence to me, just trusting in yourself and in your capabilities. What about you?
hmm
What's your
Yeah,
definition?
mine is very similar actually. For me, it's all about being your most authentic self. And because in your most authentic self, you are the most irreplaceable because that's what really makes you unique in this world. And so, but that kind of looks different for everyone. So I really love looking at confidence through the lens of like the five elements. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's basically like an ancient Chinese personality assessment. And so within that, it's like there are the five elements and we all have them within us, but usually we express one or two more predominantly. So like for me, the elements are wood, water, fire, earth, and metal. And so we all kind of have like our predominant ones. So like for me, I'm like a wood and fire. So the way that I express confidence is going to look a little more stereotypical in some way, like being a leader and like enjoy talking to people, very outgoing. But it might look totally different for someone who's like a water, for instance, who are more like introspective and like a deep thinker. But I think we all know someone who's super confident that has that personality type. So it's less about like being stereotypical confident and it's more about just like really knowing yourself and letting your authenticity come through and shine. So basically, like you were saying, just trusting in yourself.
I think if you Google the definition of confidence and where the word stems from, I think it stems from Latin and it means trust. So
Oh, I love that.
it means to just trust yourself and trust in in who you are. And yeah, that's,
Yeah,
I think that was interesting to find out. So
yeah,
what would you say helped you to cultivate confidence and be the confident person that you are?
yeah. I think there are like three things that kind of get in the way of confidence, and that's unworthiness, self-doubt, and fear. So
Hmm.
if you can overcome those things or you can work on those things within yourself, the confidence is kind of going to be a byproduct to all of that. So for me, I've used a lot of EFT tapping and really gone through like those experiences in my life where I felt the most unworthy, where I had the most self-doubt or felt fearful. I kind of like go back through those memories while I tap, and then kind of that lowers that fight flight freeze response and then allows you to ultimately have more trust in yourself. So
Hmm.
that's been a huge thing for me because it's kind of like clearing the trauma in some way, and that
Mm.
really allows you to be more confident.
So important, yeah.
Yeah.
I have I have a couple practical ones that help me a lot. I feel like I feel the most confident when I feel nourished. So
Mhm.
when I eat healthy food, when I exercise, and when I dance. I love dancing. Dance, it gives me so much confidence. It's crazy, but something just shifts in your body. Maybe because you're in your body and you're present. Um, and also writing down your accomplishments because I think we take them for granted, and we have really high expectations and we don't really see the smaller achievements that are still achievements, like even getting your driver's license. That's an achievement. Being able to write and read in our Western society, it's of course common. Most people know how to write and read, but it's still an accomplishment, and we forget that. So just writing a list will help you to feel confident in who you are, because you're
Mhm.
going to see on a piece of paper that, wow, I do have a lot of great accomplishments and qualities about me.
Mhm. I think that's like comes down to the little things too. Like you said, I can read and write. Like that's such a small thing, but yet that's like an attribute to who we are. So
Yeah, exactly. And we take it for granted. We we seek for like those huge things. Like I want to have an empire. I want to, I don't know, earn six figures. We hear that all the time right now, but we forget that we do have like the small accomplishments. Even being a great friend is a huge accomplishment nowadays. So going back and thinking, to think about the smaller things, I think will help you to be more confident.
Mhm. Yeah, I love that. And it's funny,
Yeah.
like, for me, like, the times when I felt most confident in life is actually when I feel the most vulnerable, which seems totally counterintuitive, but it's like when you can be completely vulnerable with somebody and not attach your self-worth to anything external, that's, like, where that real confidence comes through. It's like having
That's
that internal validation, which comes back to what you were saying about, like, all the things that I've done, like, I'm good with that, like, I'm comfortable with that, and I don't need somebody else's validation to feel worthy. So, like, for me, having, really deep conversations with somebody that, like, I just met or whatever, like, that to me, I realize in those moments, like, "Wait a minute, I could say anything right now, and I'm not worried about whether or not they're gonna judge me because I know that I'm inherently worthy. I'm not attaching my self-worth to something outside of me." So, I love that.
that's huge. Yeah, I think that's a perfect example of confidence and
Mhm.
self-worth too. Yeah.
Exactly. They, like, all intertwine. That's why, like, if you can work on, like, your not feeling like you're worthy or your self-worth, those are the things that really propel your confidence and allow you to be more confident.
Mhm. And I think surrounding yourself with people who are confident is also very helpful because it does our environment influences are. So if you can choose to be friends with people who are already confident, I think it's a huge plus.
Yeah, absolutely, and kind of, like, see, it's not the scariest thing in the world to be confident or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something really practical that I did is I started giving people compliments because, like, I used to be, like, more shy, which is funny now because I feel like I'm kind of a confident person now, but, like, I started giving people compliments because that was, like, a great way to start, like, engaging with others in a really nice way, and so
Mhm.
that was, like, it was just a really fun experience, just, like, once a week, give somebody a compliment, give a stranger a compliment, even people I think that's something that just is
That's
really
amazing.
cool.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to give more compliments. People are so happy after you do that, and some people are, it makes their day if you give them a compliment. It's
It
big. Yeah.
does. It
So I'm
does.
glad you're doing it.
Yeah, and it kinda makes your day too, and it gives you that little boost of confidence.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Any other practical tip you have for someone who's struggling to be confident?
Yeah, I think, like, stepping outside of your comfort zone, like, that for me was giving the compliments and, like,
Mhm.
making that a regular habit. I like to say, confidence is kind of being comfortable being uncomfortable in some way because you get used to kind of stepping outside of your comfort zone, and that builds a lot of confidence. Because then you do something, you're like, "Oh, that wasn't so bad," and then you do something else, like, "Oh, it wasn't so bad." So, yeah, I think that is a practical one, just doing little things to stretch yourself just a bit.
That's true. That's big too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? Do you have any other tips?
Uh, what comes to my mind is radical acceptance of the cards you've been dealt and the qualities you've been dealt maybe, and some things obviously you can change and some things you can't change, and to accept the things you can change I think is huge in building confidence, and just seeing that as something special about you makes you you. I have to think about like having only maybe three ingredients in your refrigerator and you want to cook something and you can still make a great dish out of it. Let's say you have eggs, flour, and milk. You can make pancakes out of three ingredients and they're delicious. So see yourself as that. Maybe you don't have like super great qualities that people admire outside, but you have three maybe amazing qualities that you can make the best out of it. And that can help you to be confident because you don't need 10. Three are great already.
Oh, I love that. That's such a great example. I've never heard that before, but I really like it. Oh.
Yeah. Try to make the best with the ingredients you have, basically.
Yeah, instead of being like, "Oh, I only have eggs, I can't make anything with that," or like, "I only have flour, I'm boring," right? But then you have, like, the things together and suddenly you have pancakes, and who doesn't love pancakes?
Exactly, they're delicious.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so I think we gave pretty good tips.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I encourage everyone to try them out, work on your self-worth, realize that, you're inherently worthy. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of you or doesn't think of you. And it all comes from within, that like internal validation. And then doing those little practical things that help you build
Yeah.
on it. Yeah.
And I think the more you ground yourself
Mm,
and spend time in nature and detach from society,
mm.
basically, the more you will see how easy it is to be confident in yourself because you're not distracted by the images of the outside that try to tell you you're not good enough, you're not perfect. So I think that's also another tip. Just like that in being.
Yeah, absolutely. Like detaching from just the societal norms. So I was saying like confidence isn't some like stereotypical thing. Does come from being grounded within yourself. So yeah.
Yeah, and everyone can be confident. I'm sure of it. No matter how you look like, no matter what cards have been dealt, what your personality is, you can be confident. It's a
Yes,
choice.
absolutely. I agree. That's great.
Thank you. It was great.
Yeah, thank you. And be sure to check out, like I said, that other video. It was really good. And I hope that we'll be able to do more of these because they're super fun.
Yes, me too.
All right. Thank you.